you are prepared for. So the structure I will just remind, which is known to you, but I will remind what is going on. So, first of all, I will present the statement of the debate, and then the representatives of each team is coming here for the stage. Our lifestyle contributes to climate change, therefore we are all responsible for it. I'm inviting the representatives for the general speech.
So, our group agreed with this statement because we think that each individual person on this earth, even just by living their everyday life, like you usually do, contributes to the creation of huge worldwide issues occurring right this second now.
Very much. Yeah, let's move.
So, we agree with this statement because we all contribute to greenhouse effect. We all create a carbon footprint. Most of use more natural resources that are available. So, it's always your choice to, if you want to use the simplest ways, or think about the impact and choose the ways of life that maybe need more thinking and doing, but create more sustainable life.
Okay, so we disagree with this statement because planet is destroying itself. Like maybe emissions from volcanoes, they're just producing ash and it's going in the air and it's destroying the air or it's polluting the air. Then the sun.
Sorry, just a question. You already give the. So you disagree with this statement? First general statement. Yeah. Don't lose your arguments. Okay. It's okay. We'll start, but don't worry. Thank you very much, and let's move to the last.
After doing these matters and serious stuff, we disagree to the group. And we would like to introduce you our arguments on the statement because we find it avoidant.
Okay, so thank you very much for the general and now please let's start with the same order for now with the argument number 1.
Yes, so first argument that I would like to present from our group is that if a single person thinks that they are not contributing to climate change when doing something wrong, for example just throwing a little garbage in the forest or in nature, then they are just making it worse because more people may think so and create a huge impact, making each of us responsible.
So I absolutely agree with my colleague, and I will also add something more. The first argument is, I said, I don't care. You know, everyday choices that contribute to waste, such as letting tap water running when you are, I don't know, brushing your teeth. Why you are just letting the water like waste. Then not switching off lights, which is just, you're going to the wall and you just press one button. It's not hard for most of you, I think. Thinking about ourselves when engineering cities, light pollution, which is also a huge problem, for example, for the birds and so on. And then heating by burning wood and coal. Like we have like more. Then it's a consumerism because we are only one argument, right? We have more, so you can continue.
Okay, so
For now one, later on the second.
Oh yeah, okay, so okay.
Okay, so like I said, the planet is destroying itself. Like I said, the emissions from volcanoes is producing ash. Then, because animals also produce carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse effect, and I don't know, changes in land cover. It is changing, and we can't just do with it something.
We look at this statement from the point of view at which we find it offensive towards some. Since many people are trying to live a sustainable life and don't contribute to the climate change, it's not right to state that we are all responsible for it.
Thank you very much. The round of the second argument.
So, our second argument is that we all live here on this planet and use its resources daily. So who else should be responsible for climate change if not us? The problem was created by us, so therefore we should be the ones responsible for its ending too.
Shout out for your opinions. Then the second argument is the consumerism. In these days, you are just watching TikTok and you see, he's got new headphones, I want it also. So you are going to buy it, but those headphones are created in, let's say, China, so they need to be also transported to you. And we have like more problems. But it's only because of you, because you want these headphones, because you saw it on the TikTok. Then overbuying and chasing trends. And all of it is our own doing that creates waste. And also the pollution.
Okay, so the next argument we have is sun eruptions. Sun eruptions are destroying magnetic field or pole of Earth, which is increasing global warming. So that's the argument.
Another point worth mentioning is that we all shall look for the problematic of our lifestyles deeper than only judging the outcome. Every problem has a deep root, and it is rather subjective and avoidant to use this statement without also looking what it all comes from.
Thank you very much. And the round number 3.
And the last argument that our group agreed on is that even if we're aware about how some things have a bad influence on our environment, we still keep on using some of them. For example, even though we know that a coal-powered plant pollutes the air, we still keep on using it, contributing to major world problems.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Yeah, you're right. I would also say something about the transportation. When you are in the city, you are going from home to the school. Why you are using a car and not your foot, your legs? It could be like some cardio or something for your health and also for the environment. Why you are using a car for just 3 minutes of ride? It's absolutely useless. So that's a big problem. Then, what I said before, with the transportation and the cargo, we are literally like using, like, let's say 80% of everything is made in China. So you need to transport it from China to Europe, and this is like the huge pollution because like I think like the 20 like the biggest ships have the same amount of emissions as like all the cars in the like whole world. And really we want to breathe this air, and using cars and when it's not needed. That's it.
Okay, so let's look at forest fires. Let's look, we have a meteorite that is falling on the earth. It has a fire on it. When it lands, it starts fire. So, and it can increase in like big thing, I guess. And we just can't do it with it. We just can't just put it down.
Yes.
I have a question, can I say something to them or?
Not yet. There will be time for preparations, then the answer with your group. So keep in mind what you want to say, okay? Yeah?
This leads me towards our last argument, closely tied to the previous one. Our lifestyle is influenced by the decision and knowledge of other generation, for etc. using the car. By this means, our generation have to not only resolve those problems, like using public transport or find other sustainable ways of living, but also invents new solutions which ought to save the planet.
Thank you very much. And now, my dears, you have 5 minutes in order to bring the final conclusion. So meet with your teams.
Even though our colleagues had valid arguments, we still believe in our opinion and agree with this statement. Even though it is possible for nature to cause some damage to itself, people are responsible for most of it. If we weren't living here following the lifestyle we are, conditions would be totally different and it wouldn't be as bad as it is right now. We breathe our Earth's air and use it daily, so we should also be the ones fixing it and helping it heal itself back. Every person contributes to the destruction of our world, even by the littlest actions.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So I would like to summarize our argument. I know that we are not responsible, at least not all of us, for climate change, because it is a well-known fact that Earth is destroying itself, and we can't do anything about to stop it, because we cannot fight against fauna and flora. But we can try to change the way we live our lives in this planet, so we cannot change it global, but we can change it local.
I will maybe say something too, because we are not fighting against fauna and flora. We want to help them, and that's the really difference. We want to support the fauna and flora by, I don't know, improve the forest situation, and that's what I want to talk. The forest fires. In the last discussion, I don't know, was it you was talking about the forest fires? That's a very big problem, and it's not only because the nature, of course, when something happens, nature can make fire by themselves, but the very big problem is the heavy technique put a huge pressure for the soil. Try to realize the tractor in the forest. The tractor's got 20 tons and the 4 wheels, and those wheels are putting very huge pressure to the soil, so the water couldn't be absorbed, and all the water it went into the forest are just formed by, and that's the problem why are really fast floods and why forests are dry. And when is a forest dry, the forest fires are made really easily. So that's it.
After summarizing what we have been trying to say, and also looking at arguments of other colleagues, we still disagree and we stand by our opinion, because it is easy to say that we are doing something wrong and don't look at why it is this way.
I'm inviting you to come back to your teams, and right now we are going to go to the statement number 2. So please come back to mitigate an environmental damage. So I'm inviting here representatives.
We agree because we believe the creation of an ecology government will improve the environment, and every country could participate in making our planet cleaner.
We are disagree because in these days every country's got their own problems, and even in every countries you can't actually have one opinion for those things, and it's almost impossible to have it in the world situation.
We agree with the statement because we think and we know that we need an international government that will control our changes in the environment and economical ways.
We think that having an international government with such powers wouldn't be enough, and we believe that instead there should be national governments for the area.
Thank you very much, and let's move to argument number 1.
If there was only one international government, they probably would agree in the decision making more than now, and there wouldn't be that much arguments. And secondly, that government would tell all the countries exactly what to do, and every country would have the same goal, aim, and rules that they would follow.
Okay, so I disagree because every country has a different needs, and let's say Finland's got their different needs than, let's say, South Sudan, and I think it's like useless to have like one government for the whole world, because it would be like huge bureaucracy, and distribution of money would be like very huge problem.
Well, as my colleague said before, I agree with her statement, because we thought in the same way, and we think that our world needs to control, as I said at the beginning, we need to control the change in the environment, and some governments in some country can do that, and this is my argument for this time.
We think it's important that each country focuses on their own environmental problems. For example, let's say Poland here should focus on air pollution, and Slovakia, for example, should focus on things like deforestation and water pollution. And we think that if the government would be an international thing, it would be hard to focus on something that would help everyone. And that's why we think it's better to have national ones.
And next argument.
The task would be equally divided between every country, so nobody would do more or less work.
Okay, so we absolutely agree with my colleague, because only like people in a country where they are living knows what is the best, because we can't tell someone in Asia what is the better to do there and how to improve their situation, because they not know how to deal with the troubles better than we here in Europe.
I disagree with my colleague here next to me that every country needs the government and they can choose only one topic that they will be interested in, because if we make a session with this country and we give them a task to do, then we can make some changes. And for example, as I said, the air pollution in Poland and deforestation in Slovakia, for example, that it will be the task for the countries, and then in the meeting they will talk about it, how they are continuing with the task, and what is the process of it. And the government, with the help of other countries, can stop this deforestation and air pollution, water pollution, and things like that.
Well, I want to focus on another thing then, and I believe, and my group believes, that if there were an international government, it would be hard to understand some things because of the geographical and cultural differences between countries. And this also affects the environmental problems, because let's say people from Europe would maybe have it hard from certain countries like Slovakia, where we don't have deserts, to understand China's problem of desertification. So, yeah.
Thank you very much, and it's time for the very last argument.
Obviously, there will be a bigger difference than if everyone will deal with their own country's issues instead of trying to solve the world's pollution and environmental problems.
Okay, I want to continue, and that's the loss of a national sovereignty, because every country needs to have like their own, like, let's say, power, and with this it could be like very hard to implement into the real, because on the paper it could like looks nice, but in reality it's almost impossible. And also like the decision making, it would be like a very big problem to be united in those things about ecology.
I think we should have the international government, because you know the situation we had with COVID. I know it's the best, but let's stick to this. For example, if we had something like this, maybe the pandemic situation wouldn't be so bad, and because of control of the government and the environment, yeah, the pandemic wouldn't be so long and bad. They would control it because, you know, the traveling is connected to environment, and if it stopped on the beginning, we would be great.
Okay, my last argument focuses on the risk of creating an undemocratic system, because there's a chance that certain nations or certain groups would try to influence others, maybe try to be better, try to be more dominant, and it could easily create a lack of trust between countries, and there's a big chance that they would start ignoring the environmental activities and environmental problems and actually rather go and try to fight together.
Okay, thank you very much for your arguments. Let's have applause. And now you to have the discussion in your groups and yours.
Considering all these arguments, we still agree with the statement. In view of the fact, if there would be only one international government, the world would become more livable, so they could handle everything in connection with this topic way better. The government would deal with these conflicts better, and every country would know what to do in order to make the world a happier place.
Okay, so we still disagree with this statement, because for us is the huge problem the decision making, because it will take a long time to find a solution for global changes in nature of the different countries. And as you know, bureaucracy in the national level is like very high, and also like the distributing of money, and in the global it will be absolutely disaster for everyone to actually like make really something. Then the regulation and distribution of money, because we know the countries, some countries are really developed, so they don't need to invest let's say like a lot of money to ecological and eco like things, because they are already I don't know what to say on the peak, but they are on the really good like condition. Because we have like countries in Africa or Asia, they are not as good, so they need more money. And then the punishments. How you want to punish the countries? It will be like really big problem, and also where it will be situated. Where it will be situated, let's say the main house of this international government, because well, it's again the sovereignty, problem with the sovereignty. So that's for us.
I have answer for a question in the end. Well, my final position regarding this topic is that we should still have this political government, which would be based in different countries, something like embassy. Every 6 months or every 3 months, they would meet and discuss environmental problems and their solutions, which would be they're discussed, and interest would also be affected by the current state of the country in which they are located. As for the opinions for my opponents, some are extreme, because where there's a will, there's a way, and everything can be solved. Everything can be solved. Yes.
So even after hearing the arguments of my opponents, we still disagree with the statement, because we still think that national situation in countries is still not good enough for us to be making international choices. And if we look at, for example, COVID, right? It was a pandemic over the entire world, right? And it was such a chaos. It lasted for so long. So we can really see that it's really important to just start easy with something. So if we want an international government so bad, then let's start with the national ones, and over time maybe we could evolve into these. And also, as you said about the session and stuff, of course it's, in our opinion, important to have these sessions, but the situation just isn't good enough to create a bigger government, in our opinion.
And your presentations. The debate is over right now. Yeah, huge applause for everybody.